What would you see as the main benefits that businesses around the UK could get from this new 4G network?
Well, there's a whole raft of benefits that we can see, and probably some that we can't actually. And if you think about it in the generic sense and think about what's happening in the world of IT, where more and more cloud-based solutions are coming along and businesses are relying on cloud-based solutions, and they access those cloud-based solutions from their PC very often. Well, what 4G I think does is, when you look at the massive advances in smartphone technology, by putting 4G into that link, it provides high-speed access to all of those cloud-based solutions while people are on the move. Now that's got to drive efficiency and much better productivity for a lot of businesses, because they're going to be able to do things that they couldn't do before, where maybe they had to come back into the office. So you can think of generic things like that. You can think of generic things like email and downloading large attachments, where you might not consider doing it on 3G today, but in the future with 4G, or not in the future, today you can actually do that now. Mm-hmm. So there are those generic things. I think that the other thing is that there are a number of vertical opportunities here that some are obvious, some are not so obvious. So for example, if you think about the media industry, and you'll kind of understand that, you know, people out and about on the move want to download very large files on location, or stream video on location. All of a sudden that's going to be possible. It's going to be possible over a 4G link. So it will be transformative in the way that in the way that businesses use it.
I suppose everyone's focused on maybe the download speeds, but are upload speeds as important for some businesses?
Very much so, and you know, what we all know is that upload speeds are often quite disappointing on all sorts of broadband, and you know, we're seeing phenomenal upload speeds that as you say, make those sorts of applications actually workable in the field. And so I think we'll see a range of things that develop out of that. So we can see in the media world there's real appetite for this. We can also see in the world where there's a need for rapid deployment. So whether that's construction sites, whether it's retail pop-up shops, whether it's new businesses starting up. You know, we're sitting here today with this MiFi device here in Canary Wharf, where we're connected to the 4G network. We didn't have to get a line in from any provider. We didn't have to get any fixed line in. We've got high-speed data access, and we can hang a number of Wi-Fi devices off that device, and we're doing that here, and we've got an office up and running. So, you know, instantly, where you want that rapid deployment, you know, we see real advantage. I think the other thing is that what 4G does is it creates a kind of ecosystem of innovation, where kind of now you can do things that you couldn't do before. So basically, I think what we'll see is lots of innovations come through on the back of 4G that even we can't imagine. Yeah. Small businesses, etc. Applications where people start to use it where they never thought of doing it before.
Mm-hmm. And is that an issue that you expected, that people hear 4G and they see your ads everywhere, across cinema screens, across newspapers, across TV, but they don't really understand what 4G is, they don't understand what EE is, and that it's kind of an education process at this stage. Is that something that you found?
What we find with business customers actually is that a lot of them do understand what EE is, they do understand 4G and its potential benefits, and as you would expect with corporate customers, business customers, we have the time to work with them and to work through how they best want to work with it.
So do you think for a lot of businesses in those rural areas that 4G has the potential to kind of transform their business, more so than even the businesses that are based in London that would have had high-speed broadband anyway?
I think that's right. I think just to correct one of those numbers, by the end of 2013, we're anticipating we'll have 70% coverage. Okay. So 70%, then 98% plus by the end of 14. I think you'll have seen from our Cornwall and Cumbria trials that we've been very committed to exploring the opportunities that 4G will give rural communities, and certainly what we saw in those communities were some real tangible benefits, some real user examples where customers became very accustomed to having high-speed 4G on a mobile device, or high-speed broadband on a mobile device rather than fixed. And absolutely, as part of our rollout, what we know is that where the BT coverage will not allow it, we know that where we provide rural coverage, there are fantastic opportunities for those businesses to take 4G as their core high-speed capability.